Hello, everyone, and welcome to BNMIT Alumni Video Podcast Series. Today, we have Sameera and Prajwala from both esteemed companies staying in the UK. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
So, both of them are from the telecommunications course from 2015. For most of us, it's like we were little kids. I'm not trying to make you feel old. We were little kids, and it's been a long time since then. So, we would like to hear why BNMIT? What got you into BNMIT in the first place?
So, I am from the 2014 batch, so I'm a lot older.
Right.
So, I have, so the reason I joined BNMIT was because my dad in his office heard a lot about BNMIT being this amazing college, very strict. You have a strict dress code and you have to attend all the classes and so on. So he was like, this is where my son is going. So that is what got me in here, which was a great decision in hindsight. So, yeah.
Right. And you, mom?
I came here because a lot of my friends came here. I'd also heard it's a really good college, and I didn't want to travel too far. It was in the center of the city. So yeah, I think that's the reason why I came to BNMIT.
Right. That's pretty valid and relatable reasons for us. There's a reason why I didn't directly ask them both to introduce themselves, because now we get to the nitty-gritty. We'll get to the point where we're really interested. Which company do you currently work at?
I currently work at Sainsbury's in the UK.
Okay. And you?
I work for Apple in the UK.
Right. For most of us, Apple is like, iPhones, MacBooks. It's the high-end luxury segment of products that we really want to get because our friend has iMessage and we don't want to see green text. But here she's actually designing chipsets at Apple and verifying. That's right. Yeah. Verifying chipsets at Apple. So I'd like to hear about you, sir, first.
I am a software developer. Now I lead a team at Sainsbury's and we are into loyalty marketing and a bunch of, software stuff. So we have an app for shopping and so on.
Okay, so we discussed this a bit earlier, but it's more like Walmart for the UK. So that puts it into a bit more perspective. And you?
I work for the power management team in the UK for Apple. So I work for all the power chips that go into all your Apple products. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if your iPhone's battery is a little low on health, you know whom to blame. Okay, don't do that. That's just a joke. That's a joke. Okay. So coming to one of the main pain points for us students right now who are studying this BE course at BNMIT, masters or no masters? What would your opinion be on that?
I would say go for it if you have the means. BNMIT is a great place and you've had like a lot of institutionalized learning and carrying it forward is good, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. And
yeah, I think masters would really help you get into VLSI. But having said that, if you already get a chance through campus selection or some other way, maybe you get in through off campus, probably there is no requirement. If you want to go abroad, because you still can after a couple of years of experience. But masters really helps you enter the industry. So if you have the means and you don't know how to get in, masters is a good way to do it. Yeah.
so that puts it into an interesting perspective. You're left wondering whether you want to have work experience, which can really boost your portfolio, or have studies on the other hand, which can boost your portfolio in its own way, right? So it depends on the domain.
Yeah, it really depends on the domain. If you have already entered the industry, it's really not difficult to, get ahead because once you join, there is no looking back. But I would say if you want to go to US, then I think masters is a must because getting recruited in US is hard because of all the visa restrictions. So if you want to go to US and earn big money, then masters is probably a must. Masters in US is a must. Otherwise, if you've already entered, like me, I never thought masters was necessary for me because I had already gotten into a very good job. I had a lot of learning. I feel learning on the job is a very crucial thing. So if you've already done that, then there's probably no need for masters. But if you still want to go to US and you have already entered, then after a couple of years, then go for it. it'll increase your chances of recruitment into another company.
Right. On the topic of masters, let's take a step back because you mentioned it not being necessary in your career. What was it in BNMIT that pushed you both forth in this direction, where you realized that masters and another 2 years of upgrading your knowledge skill set is not, not viable as compared to upgrading your knowledge while working?
Because there was an incubation center in BNMIT wherein we got to intern in our final year of engineering. So it already showed us that you can learn on the job. So I got converted as a full-time engineer in the same company. So I didn't have a struggle period where I was looking for a job in VLSI. It automatically happened for me. So it was a bit of luck as well. And BNMIT pushing us to get that internship and work there. So that's how I understood that you don't really need a master's degree if you get into a job. Yeah. So I think that's what the key.
Right. So it was about maximizing the opportunities that you were presented with.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
right. Speaking of which, you mentioned that you've really put forth in a lot of different ways. You mentioned Kalabagiriti. Could you speak a bit more about that?
Yeah, I think back in the day when we were studying, students here at BNMIT, we had like a lot of opportunity in sports and in extracurricular activities. Kala Bhagirathi is a good example. So we had great lecturers who pushed us towards being part of all different, opportunities that were given to us. So, yeah, I have to be thankful to NSP sir and Hari Prasad sir, particularly in the sports department, who got us enrolled into all of the sports. So it was a great time we had here.
Okay. And since we still have the VTU Fest and other things like that, which our students are definitely taking the opportunities to the best extent, could you mention a bit about judo? We spoke about this earlier. That was interesting.
Yeah, I was just telling him, like, based on my body, weight category, I was the only participant in the judo and wrestling for the VTU Fest, and how the BMM college really pushed all of us, despite being thin, into judo and wrestling and so on. So we just went there, and then they asked us to just have friendlies and give us all certificates.
Right. I mean, that's one way to win a competition if you have no competition at all in the first place. But that's great. Since we're already on the topic of BNMIT, could you mention one fun moment out of your 4 years here that really stands out?
I don't know if it was fun back then, but looking back, it does feel funny. So we were all very scared of TJR sir because he was a taskmaster, like we all know. And carrying phones were, banned in the NMIT, and there was a rumor that they were going to come for phone checking. I had a brand new bike, Dio, and then I also had my phone. So I just thought I'd leave the phone in my bike and then I go attend the class. I was late and I had a phone to leave. So I just left it, locked the bike, and then I just left the keys. And I ran up and my bike was gone by the time I came back because I parked it where you're not supposed to park, where that tapes are always, pasted. So yeah, that's something very funny now, but back then it wasn't.
Right. In that moment, it wouldn't have been fun. But with your permission, we can laugh at it now.
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay. And you, sir?
So I remember this particular thing in the 7th semester. We had this network security labs, and throughout the lab in the semester, we were taught to write programs in C. I remember having written all of them in C++. So my programs were having the extension .cpp. And the lab technician at the moment found in all the computers before the exams, obviously, found all the .c files and deleted all of them. And I want to say that I called him and I told him that I have all .cpp files. So please find them and delete them. That is what I want to say for official purposes of this video. But I found them in the exam as well.
Okay, right. And I'm sure a few of us go back to the recycle bin and check if there's course left by other students so we can, make do with the exam. So my next question would be, as a pre-final year student, I obviously need to build up my portfolio right now and, make sure I stand out of the crowd. And since we're already here as a part of Super 60, it's a good opportunity. But what pushed you forth back then in 2015? What did you guys do that pushed you forth?
We were not as aware as you guys were. So for us, I think what was more important was to get an internship. So our teachers told us, get an internship, get an industry experience, you will go places. So that really helped because that was a very good advice. So in my final year, I did get an internship with the Sarva Incubation Center within BNMIT. I got to learn a lot. I designed some FIFOs and very, very basic things. But what that did was it set me apart from my peers because we had studied FIFO, but nobody really designed it on their own. So while I did that, the team in Asarva realized that, I am good at this. I have the capacity to do more in this industry. And they converted me into a full-time engineer. So that's how internships really push you and get you opportunities. So that's what you need to do. Do more projects. If not for internships, you can do projects yourself, put them on GitHub, and it's there for the world to see. So you can collaborate with your peers, get them reviewed by your lecturers. You can do a lot more because you have a laptop and an internet connection with you. So I would suggest to do more projects and try to get more internships.
Right, that's an interesting perspective. So instead of viewing internships as a platform to connect with the industry as a whole, you're able to prove yourself in the field during the internship itself, and that boosts you way higher up when your job is being converted. Your internship is being converted into a job.
Yeah. Even when you're doing masters, you don't directly get placed. You are offered an internship mostly, and then you get converted.
Right.
So it is very important to take that internship seriously and learn and prove that you're capable of doing that job.
So you have to be a few steps ahead of what they expect in the internship already.
Yes.
Right. Makes sense. And
I think I was one of the first employees at a server incubation center here in BNMIT. And it was a great opportunity for all of us in our batch. Um, I uh, I think what industries or companies in the industry are looking for is to evaluate a candidate for an extended period of time to find if they are a good fit for the team and whether they are a match with whatever the company is looking for. And usually, companies don't have resources to do it for an extended period of time. With the incubation centers in BNMIT, this was made possible. And by the time we completed our internship, we were more or less certain that we would get placed in that company because we had already interacted a lot with all of the team members, including upper management. So I think that was a great opportunity for us.
So when a company offers you an internship, they're serious about you. They don't want to waste their time training you and getting you up to speed and then not hire you. So they are trying to hire you. That's exactly why they've offered an internship. Right. So you should make the best use to get converted there. So if you're good, they usually hire.
right. One thing you mentioned got me interested. You mentioned being connected with the higher ups already. I think that speaks a great deal about networking as well. Yeah, in this industry, it's not just about being able to prove that you're really good at what you've been given to do. It's more about connecting with the right people and letting them see on their own that you're really good at what you do. Right? That makes sense. Yeah. So, guys, how does it feel to be back in BNMIT after a decade and a little more than a decade for you, Sid?
Yeah, it is awesome. I think it's great to see all of our teachers and interact with you students. So, and also to look at the progress that BNMIT has made since our days. We have this awesome auditorium and seminar hall that was still being constructed back in the day. So, yeah, really happy to be back here and meet with the teachers, I guess.
So when we were here, I think this building got inaugurated. So we were the first ones to explore the building. And I think the first Kala Bhagirathi fest that was held in this auditorium was in our batch, during our batch. So it's really great to come back after a decade and see how much the campus has changed. It has become better. There's a new building. There's a construction site that was there long ago. It's very nice to be back, meet all the students, see how much the company has progressed and how much we have progressed in life as well. So it's a really warm feeling to be back, I would say. Yeah.
So I also want to add that it was also the year that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam visited us. So we were part of that batch.
Right.
We got bagging rights amongst all the colleges in the surrounding area. We
Have to flex that.
Yeah. So it was just awesome.
Right. I think I relate to what you mentioned about roaming the building when it was being constructed. Because when I joined this college, the S block was being constructed. And I remember going out with my friend, seeing all the wood carvings everywhere just on the floor. I went up to the terrace. I'm like, okay, wow, that's a nice building.
So we sat here and studied during our study holidays. So a bunch of us used to come here and we used to sit and study, and that's how we became friends. So yeah.
Oh, those are very pretty memories to me, right? So, what is one main advice you would give to us engineers? And what is one life learning that you inculcated along the path of your journey in your career after engineering?
I think you have to really believe in yourself and work hard. Although there is a lot of things that are out of your hands, you have to believe in yourself and believe that working hard will, give results. Now, this directly translates to actually working hard with your coursework. I don't want to sound like one of the teachers in BNMIT, but definitely go read your textbooks, I think.
I think us students actually value those words way more since we're seeing our future being built that way. We should value our coursework way more, focus on studies as well, not just, it's not about, from what we've learned from these two people, it's not about completely sticking to the books. It's not about completely sticking to the lab and doing projects. You have to learn to balance both of them.
Yeah, I would say that's perfect.
Yeah. I would say that learning every day, even though if it's a little bit, bit by bit every day, takes you a long way. So being consistent and being curious takes you somewhere else after a couple of years. You will not recognize what you were before you started that. Yeah.
Right. Curiosity and believing in yourself
And being consistent.
and consistency. Right. That's really pretty. That's really beautiful. Those are very good learnings that we all are going to make sure to inculcate. Thank you so much for making time for this session.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching BNMIT Alumni Video Series podcast. Drop questions in the comments if you have any, and we'll try to reach out to them in their free time and make them answer the questions as well. Don't try to ask anything personal. Don't try to ask anything related to their work, because I'm sure that's, you get the point. You're not supposed to indulge too far in. But yeah, thank you.